week. The world #1 will have Mike Cromie, the usual caddy for Kirk, on the bag this week at the BMW Championship. It's the second of 3 FedEx Cup playoff events. Scott returned home to Louisiana last weekend to attend to a family matter. Filling in for the final round of the FedEx St. Jude Championship was Brad Payne, PGA Tour chaplain and close personal friend of Scheffler. Scottie met with the media earlier today.
What's it been like just adjusting with Mike on the bag this week? And
yeah, it's been good. Mike's a great guy. He works really hard. He does a good job, and we're both learning a new golf course this week, so it's been fun.
Does that change preparation at all and how you go about it? More talking with him, just kind of getting to know what you like, how he works.
Yeah, I mean, he'll ask some questions about things that, basically he's just going to try and fill in as best he can this week, and just asking little stuff. A lot of it is just more routine, like, hey, how do you like me to give you the numbers? And when I say I'm hitting a hold shot, he's like, well, what does that mean? And just little stuff like that we're figuring out as the week goes on. And yeah, I'd say most of it's just little stuff like that. He's like, hey, do you need me to, like, what's your hydration? When do you like to eat? Just little stuff like that. I think there's a lot of little stuff that caddies do that go kind of unnoticed throughout around, and Michael's doing his best to try and figure those things out, and I'm trying to also help remember what those things are as well. What
was the process? Did you know him a long time, or kind of how you settle on it?
No, so Ted's good buddies with him. I always liked him. He's a young guy. He works hard, and Chris was very nice to let Cromie come work for me this week. He had a good finish to the season. He was a little bit on the outside looking in, but played really good and was close at the end, and so it was really nice of him to kind of loan his caddy to me for the week. That was very kind of him.
Is there anything in particular when you've got somebody other than Ted on the bag, a responsibility or anything that you feel like falls on you a little more during the week that maybe Ted does more often, or you don't have to really worry about or think about when he's out there?
I think so. Like, for instance, when you look at Sunday last week, I think that was definitely a bit more of a surprise for me and Ted. And Brad did a great job stepping in, but Brad is a friend. He's not, a professional caddy. And so I think when you have a professional on the bag, it's a bit different. And Michael is someone, it's not that I don't trust Brad to do the numbers. It was just something that I think both of us probably thought it was a good idea to be double checking each other. And, going into this week, it'll be more kind of a normal routine for me in terms of preparation over the shot and stuff like that. Like doing the numbers myself it's just a bit more work. Doing that over a 4-day event, I think, can take a toll on you. So it's nice for me to be able to walk up to the ball, see the shot that I can imagine hitting, and then when the numbers come, then we start trying to really dial it in.
Are you optimistic Teddy will be back next week?
I'm not going to answer anything like that. So if that's why you came out of there, then not going to get much. I think Ted's where he needs to be right now, and I think caddying's probably the last thing on his mind, and as it should be. I've been able to talk to him a few times. Family's in good spirits. Everybody seems to be doing well. I'm not going to comment any further on anything going on with his family.
Scottie, do you have a take on Keegan's captaincy and whether he should, if he's playing well, name himself to the team and be a part of your group?
I guess you're going to have to ask the captain that question. It's I think looking at our squad, I think we have a really good group of guys. I think Keegan can only help that. I think if it's something that Keegan wants to be part of the team and wants to play, I think he's a guy we'd all love to have on the team. The intensity that he's brought as a captain, he has definitely exceeded my expectations so far as a captain. He's done a great job. He's passionate about the Ryder Cup. He cares a lot about us as players, and it's been a lot of fun kind of watching him develop in this role, and we're excited to get the Ryder Cup started.
Scottie, he has said that he's hoping guys are going to go to Napa. Have you made a decision on that, or do you
yeah, my plan as of now is to go play in Napa. Outside of some extenuating circumstances, yeah, I'll probably be playing in Napa.
Can you tell ahead about what the crowd might feel like at that page and how it might compare to what you guys saw in Rome?
I love answering all these questions about the Ryder Cup, guys, but we're at the this is ridiculous. We're at the BMW Championship. The Ryder Cup is over a month away. If you want to talk about this week, let's talk about this week. If not, I got practice to do. I'm getting ready for a golf tournament.
You gotta love it. The rarest thing in golf, a little snippiness from Scottie Scheffler when it comes to talking about the Ryder Cup, which, of course, probably the last time he experienced the feeling of loss. So I'm not surprised he doesn't necessarily want to talk about that. But it was interesting. That's the kind of focus that you get on a Scottie Scheffler, though. He's very much drilled in on what this week is and what he intends to accomplish this week. He's not concerning himself with what's happening 6 weeks down the road. in Bethpage and Long Island. He's very much focused on what he's doing now, which is probably a good sign if you're betting on Scottie Scheffler this week.
I think we've learned more and more about Scottie Scheffler over the years. And this is, I think, is a perfect example of one of those key lessons that we need to probably pay attention more when it comes to Scottie. Only 3 things matter to him: routine, routine, and routine. And all of this stuff, talking about the Ryder Cup, talking about not having his normal caddy on the bag, that breaks him out of his routine. You even heard him talking about the idea of last week, having a new caddy on the bag Sunday sort of broke him out of what he would normally do on the golf course. Completely understandable. We all want what's best for Ted Scott. We hope what's best for he and his family. But you can get a little bit into the mind of a champion when he starts talking about the idea of what he runs up against. And I also wanted to point out one thing. Coming off of last week, and you had so many things going on, it is clear that that sort of cliched question that we always ask, do you hate losing more than you love winning? I think he hates losing much more than he loves winning.
Well, why wouldn't you like a routine if it involves a trophy and a check for a few $1 million every Sunday?